Hey there, object-oriented students. Let's look at the image viewer through a couple of iterations of what we're dealing with here. So this is the very, very first version of the image viewer after you get through all of the samples that just deal with how different pieces work. So we have this image viewer object. The image viewer object is responsible for creating the interface and driving all of that. There is an image panel, which is responsible for taking care of reading, well, not so much reading the file, but taking the interpreted data from the file and displaying it. We have the image file manager. The job of this is to open up a file and create an image IO, to create an object of type OF image. An OF image, which is a simplified image class designed to give us access to pixel data so we can manipulate it. So OF image is objects first image after the name of the textbook. So it's a little bit simpler than working with the raw AWT or swing classes. If I go ahead and create a new image viewer object, I get this window here. If I choose File, Open, and I need to go up into my Chapter 13 folder. There is a folder of images, sample images. So let's take a look at this image of London. And so now here is my image viewer window. It gets blown out to the side because the name of the file is so long. And now I have this filter option, and I can choose make this image darker, and make this image darker, and make this image darker. Or I can go make this image lighter, make this image lighter, make this image lighter. Of course, the data has actually been destroyed there, so there's no guarantee that this is the exact same image that's the one that I opened. And then there's this threshold. Threshold goes and looks at the average brightness of a pixel and then gives it one of three values, white, gray, or black. And then if I try to apply darker or lighter, it just does that according to the pixel data that it currently has. And then if I apply threshold again, everything was too low, and it doesn't matter what I do at this point. I am pretty much stuck with a black box, and I have to go File, Open, and reopen the image. At no point is the original image destroyed. We don't have a save option, but it can open any PNG or JPEG. So, or I'm sorry, maybe it's GIF or JPEG. Try the blue J icon ping. Oh good, we can also open pings. So there's the blue J icon, there's American Gothic, and here is the scenic view of Whitstable somewhere, not here. So with these pieces, we just go back over to the image viewer, and if I scroll down, here we see the functions make darker, make lighter, and threshold. And part of what happens over the course of the chapter is we move these out of the image viewer object and come up with a better architecture so that it's easier to add future filters. So that's what the next video will deal with. If we just look at threshold just for a moment, if the current image is not null, if a image is loaded, then apply threshold to the current image. So current image dot threshold. Current image is an OF image. If we look at the OF image, if we look at the threshold here, ask the image for its height, ask the image for its width. For every pixel and its height, go across each column in its width, get the pixel, compute the brightness. The brightness is actually computed as the average of the red component, blue component, and green component. And then based on that value, if it's beneath a value of 85, set the pixel to be black. If it's greater than 85 but less than or equal to 70, set the pixel value to gray, and otherwise set the pixel value to white. So what we're going to be doing basically is going over the grid of pixels, reading their data, and choosing to manipulate and reset those pixels on the basis of whatever it is that our filter is supposed to do.